Hi everybody. Today we're going to talk about Uttara Ashadha Nakshatra. Uttara Ashadha falls in 26 degrees and 40 minutes in Sagittarius and goes to 10 degrees in Capricorn. The ruling planet for this nakshatra is the sun or Surya. The ruling deity is the Vishvadevas. It's the gods of the universal traits. The symbol for this nakshatra is an elephant's tusk. The translation of Uttara Ashadha is the ladder victor. This nakshatra is a female nakshatra. Its guna is sattvic. Its nature is fixed or permanent. The element for this nakshatra is air. Its caste is kshatriya. And the animal for this nakshatra is a female mongoose. And this is the only nakshatra that doesn't have a male counterpart. So it's kind of unique in that fashion, among other things. I want to talk first about the Vishvadevas. They're known as the sons of good dharma. They're also the sons of the goddess Vishva. She's the goddess of universality, like the universe. Some of the traits of these gods for the universal traits are goodness, truth, willpower, skillfulness, time, desire, firmness, ancestors, brightness, and the peak of acme. These people, this is a really powerful nakshatra, and the Shakti for this is unchangeable victory. So in the nakshatra that comes before this one, it does talk a lot about victory, and I will do that video, God willing, for Purva Ashadha. But this one is the unchangeable victory. It's a win in victory that can never be lost. These people born in this, it's not a Gandanta, but this nakshatra does have it does have the Abhijit, and Abhijit used to be its own nakshatra a long time ago, but now it's not considered its own nakshatra anymore. But Abhijit is a really special, auspicious time, and it falls in the Uttara Ashadha Nakshatra in the first 8 degrees, I think, and it only goes for like 3 degrees after that. But I don't know if that's correct or not, but I'm pretty sure it falls in the 8th degree of Uttara Ashadha. But this was the time in the Bhagavad Gita when Krishna was with Arjun, and they started to compose the Bhagavad Gita, so to speak. But the battle was just being contemplated at this time. So it is a really auspicious time, especially for like new beginnings, and that, of course, that unmovable victory. These people are lawful mystics, so to speak. They are good at being like managers, managing their life, so to speak. They're good partners to have because they carry with it that like unchangeable victory, that essence inside. So they're kind of like a on-the-go good luck charm. They have that running through their core. I want to expand a little bit on like those Vishvadeva qualities, because that is what this nakshatra is ruled by. And the words I used were in English, and some people listening to this, they might not be aware of what that means. So, like I said, the symbol of this nakshatra is also the elephant's tusk, which can be associated with Ganesha, the remover of obstacles, or Ganapataye, however you say that. So, like some of these Vishvadevas are like Vasu, which it means goodness, Satya, which means truth, Kretu, which means willpower, Kama, which equals desire, and Kala, that equals time, or Kali. So these are just some of them. But, I mean, this nakshatra, I could probably go on and on about this nakshatra. There's just so much really good qualities in this nakshatra. These people are oftentimes really friendly and innocent in their behaviors. They do like to consult with others before taking decisions, which is a little bit different than most of the nakshatras I've talked about. These people do like to, get the opinions of other people before they take any decisions, even if it's their own decisions. They're calm, modest, grateful, intelligent. These people are also very idealistic. They do tend to lean more towards philosophical beliefs, the whole mind over matter concept. One person that did have this nakshatra is the Buddhist Zen master, Thich Nhat Hanh, and I don't know if I'm saying that right, but he's really famous, and I think he's still alive. But if not, his videos are all over YouTube. He's awesome, has a lot of really good ideas. Another person who had this nakshatra running very heavily in their chart was Vivekananda. He was the founder of Vedanta. He really does embody this nakshatra, just because of the manager skills that he had, very good speaking skills. I mean, this guy was speaking such beautiful English, and it wasn't even his mother tongue, and it was amazing. I mean, some of his speeches, and you can find those on the internet. I mean, some of his speeches and talks were just, I mean, I had to look up the words, they were just so well intertwined with the whole idea of Vedanta and, how the world works and how we're kind of masters of our own destiny, as long as we can get control of our mind and know that the power is from within. He really does embody this whole nakshatra in that sense. So So I wanted to use him as an example as well. And just the, another source of power for this nakshatra is that elephant tusk symbol. Ganesha or Ganapataye had one tusk as well. And it's, people, they did a lot of cruelty to the elephants trying to get these tusks. But tusks are something that's very, like, it was something that, I don't know why people would want a tusk of an elephant, to be honest with you. But, I mean, it was like a prized possession for people to be, get those. I mean, a lot of people, they collect them. And, now in India, it's like against the law to be doing such things, and that's great that it is against the law now. But foreigners used to come to India and used to, go and try to get these tusks, and still today these people like want this stuff. I mean, seriously. But yeah, if you're caught with those, you're gonna get in big trouble and probably get fined a lot of money and maybe even go to jail. So, but the tusk itself, just because Ganapataye had just the one tusk, it does have a lot of symbolic meaning to it, especially with this nakshatra. People with Uttara Ashadha, they're subject to, having this inner mystical, magical core inside them. And a lot of times these natives don't even know that they have it. These people like to, they do always have calculating words. Sometimes it can even be shrewd, they have this innate ability to overcome all obstacles. And when I had said that these people like to consult other people to get advice, it's most of the time the people are elder to them and it's who they respect. These people generally don't like to exhibit and demonstrate. And to be honest with you, I mean, even though Vivekananda was like, he was giving public speeches, a lot of the time Vivekananda would go into meditation. Like when he got around a lot of people, especially being in America, I mean, because when he was in India, in West Bengal, he wasn't like going into meditation. I mean, he was, but not as much as he was when he came to America. So I think that sometimes when he got around a lot of people, he would just automatically go into meditation, and people would have to they would have to leave and until he came out of his meditation, So, these people, even though they can be really good speakers and very good leaders, I think that sometimes it can be overwhelming, and, because these people are really simple and they really don't like to demonstrate. These people don't have it in them to talk unpleasantly to other people. Usually these people are really happy, even if they have like ill health or somebody around them is sick. They try to, stay positive and happy. These people, and again, with that Vivekananda situation with his meditating, these people don't really like to talk a lot. And sometimes Vivekananda was talking a lot. And so no wonder he always felt the need to go into meditation, because these natives really, they don't like to speak a lot. They're really dignified and they have regal behavior. If this native goes into like government work, it'll probably be really good, because the sun in this nakshatra, or Surya, these people do, like I was saying, they do like idealism, the idealism point of view, but they're also like apt to get into the occult and mystics. If these natives, if their life becomes chaotic, they have to turn to prayer and meditation to overcome the hindrances in life. And even sometimes these people can be really fun-loving also at certain times. If Uttara Ashadha is having some weaknesses, if there's something malefic going on, these people can get self-indulgent. They can become disloyal. They can become self-centered and get really anxious. The males in this nakshatra, they tend to reach the top really easily. These are the type of guys who women want to be with. These are really chivalrous guys. Like, they'll be so polite. They probably won't even look at you like straight in the eye unless like you become really intimate with them. Which just makes them more desirable. These males, they usually don't disclose their opinions and thoughts, and they prefer keeping secrets and thoughts to themselves. So, yes, it makes it hard to understand these men, but at the same time, it makes them a little bit desirous, depending on what you like. Some people like, some women, they like to kind of have a little mystery going on, and some women, they don't like it at all. They'll be like, if I can't figure you out, I'm out of here. I don't have time to, do this, connect the dots and do this puzzle with you and go through a maze, But, some people, they really like that. So even though these people don't, and I'll get to the women in a second, but even though these people generally don't like to flaunt themselves, when they do take confidence in you, they are the types of people who need to get pampered. Like I was talking about, which nakshatra was that? The Magha. Magha nakshatras, they love to get pampered, but they can pamper themselves. They can find that pampering from within. But these Uttara Ashadha, even though they don't flaunt themselves, but when they take confidence in you, then they want you to pamper them. They like to get pampered. And they even expect you to pamper them. They expect you to look out for them. The females with this nakshatra, they can be a little bit aggressive and stubborn. I mean, they can actually be highly aggressive and stubborn. I mean, just because this is a really strong nakshatra, I think that when women have this power, it makes them, like, they don't know how to channel that heavy energy with this nakshatra. So I think that a lot of times it comes out and it makes them, you know, they have all this power, but like society can't have women like behaving in a certain way. So they have to, you know, they need to channel that energy. So I think that they channel it in being stubborn in their views, stubborn in their behavior, and even getting aggressive about it, because, you know, they want to do things that, you know, either physically or mentally they can't do it, just because they're, you know, they're not made to be able to, you know, exhibit this power as well as men do. I mean, they can exhibit it beautifully, don't get me wrong. These women are very graceful and beautiful, but, you know, sometimes the power can be a lot. And so these women can sometimes get very highly aggressive and stubborn. They could also get really agitated with the littlest of things. Like, these are the types of women that, like, you don't want to be like poking them. And you know some people, they like to joke around and stuff. Not with these ladies, because I mean, yeah, they can take a joke here and there, but most of the time these ladies are, you know, they don't like to be joked with and yanked around. These women, you know, you don't want to sneak up on them. You know how some people, they'll be like, you know, they'll sneak up on you and scare you. You might not want to do that with these girls, because, you know, they might like have like a heart attack or something, or like close to one. You don't want to do that with this particular nakshatra, because they might get really, you know, scared. Let's see. What else about this nakshatra? I think as long as this nakshatra is like relating to, you know, really royal and religious things, and just all around goodness, I think that this nakshatra will do really well. I have heard that some of the people in this nakshatra, they can become psychic. And that's just because they have a healing aspect with them. Let's see. They're really good friends to have around. There was another person, no, there's a lot of religious guys who had this, a lot of religious guys and a lot of religious girls who had this nakshatra. I mean, so these people, I mean, as long as you're like either doing the right thing, these guys will be okay. You know, I might just go into the relationships with this. I mean, I could literally go on and on about this. I'm just afraid if I start getting into things and then it'll become another thing I'll have to talk about, and then I'll be on this lesson for like an hour. So, you know, like I was saying, these people do like to get recognition by others, especially their elders. They like to talk about things before they take a decision. So sometimes you just have to be careful of who you're getting who you're confiding in, especially today, because there's just a lot of crookedness out there. And if you have anything malefic going on in your chart, you might be hanging out with the wrong people and, you know, putting your confidence in people that are not worth it at all, and they don't even see you for who you really are. So let's move into the compatibility. This nakshatra, of course, is going to get along with nakshatras of Surya. So they're going to get along with Uttara Ashadhas. They're going to get along with Uttara Falguni. They're going to get along with Kritika. They're going to get along with Chandra nakshatras, so Shravana, Hasta, and Rohini. They're going to get along with Brihaspati, so Purnavasu, Vishaka, Purva Bhadrapa. I still have to do this nakshatra, and I'm so scared to do it because I can't even pronounce it correctly. Purva Bhadra. And then Mongol nakshatras, so Chitra, Dhanishta, Mrigashira. And things are going to go neutral with Buddha nakshatra, which is surprising because a lot of the people who are talking about Vedic astrology always talk about how great Mercury and Sun get along together. And they may get along. I think it just depends on the nakshatra, to be honest with you. Because some of the nakshatras, they're, you know, they may be in the constellation of Buddha, for example, but they're ruled by Surya. So, I mean, everything has to be taken into consideration. But things go neutral with Buddha or Mercury, so Ashlesha, Jeshta, Revati. Things start to get uneasy with Rahu and Ketu. So that means Mula, Magha, Ashwini, Shatabisha, Swati, and Arudra. And the most challenging is going to be with Shukra and Shani. So that's going to be Vareni, Purva Falguni, Purva Ashadha, which is the one that comes right before this nakshatra. So they're sitting right next to each other, but supposedly they don't get along well, which is weird. But and then Shani, so Pushya, Anuradha, and Uttara Bhadra. So folks, I want to thank you for joining me today for this lesson about Uttara Ashadha, and I hope you have a great day. Thank you.